revolve on its own axis to form planetary movements. The balanced weight added to the axis system can make the movements more fluent. For the frame is in sliding form, it is convenient for the operator to pull manually without hoisting. Working frame consists of a frame body and road device. Rex skateboard adopts F102 high molecular wear-resisting material. When the working frame does reciprocating motion, the transmission device makes the rotation feeding box run to drive the CAM, swinging rod, worm gear, and worm to coordinate the movements of a swimming gearbox, core rod head restraints, the screw rod and middle bed, and tube billet, as well as inward and outward head restraints to realize feeding of tube billet and the rotation of tube billet, finish the tube, and mandrel. The loading platform is made up of two mandrel chucks, number 1 and number 2, which can work alternatively, pinch row and guiding device, and so on. Number 1 and number 2 mandrel chucks rotate the mandrel device. Opening and clamping of the core rod chuck is controlled by hydraulic cylinder. Several sets of pinch rows assembly is driven by motor respectively, which is used to pinch on the tube billet and trace materials ouster. High-speed continuous servo feeding lathe bed consists of bed body, slide base, screw rod, polished rod, etc. The bed drives the feeding car in single screw rod form, and the polished rod is used to control feeding car to rotate the billet it clamps. Feeding cars are respectively arranged in number 1 and number 2 lathe bed bodies to realize the feeding by screw rod. Clamping and loosening of its jaw is driven by hydraulic cylinder. Tube billet rotation is driven by a servo motor. High-speed continuous servo feeding rotation gearbox consists of 3 AC servo motors, high-precision worm gear, and worm pair, which is between number 1 and number 2 lathe beds, that are respectively driven by 2 AC servo motors to realize feeding and fast returns to billet. Meanwhile, the rotation of number 1 and number 2 cars is controlled by another AC servo motor. The tube billet in-wall oil smearing device can intermittently input lubricating oil to the core rod and tube billet to make the tube billet in-wall lubricating to ensure the pipe's quality. Material feed device using the cable pushing device to feed from the end. Feeding material platform for storage of tube billets. Loading platform for storage of finished tubes. Oil scraper device in front of the transmission case is used to collect residue lubricants on the surface of finished tube. Pull-out roller is used to quickly pull the finished tube out of the loading platform when the finished tube is separated from the exit head restraint to achieve rolling automation. Hydraulic station is mainly composed of oil tank, motors, pumps, all kinds of valves, liquid level relay, filter, cooler, accumulator, pressure gauge, integrated circuit blocks, etc. XYG is specially used for the rotation feeding box and circulating lubrication. Processing lubrication station is specially used for the cooling and lubrication of steel pipe, rolling deformation zone. Ring row mode, Rex skateboarding, lathe bed screw rod and guide rail, etc. Gas circuit station controls inlet and vent valve of male pneumatic clutch and the gas valve of pipe wall lubricating oil pump. Electric control device is designed to control power and action procedures of the whole rolling mill. Main operating platform is equipped with various functions buttons such as top sending and reset buttons, fault display lights, buzzer and touchscreen LCD monitor for the working state of rolling mill, etc. All kinds of operations can be achieved on the operating table. In addition, the company has respectively produced a variety of models such as the crankshaft and multi-axis balance, 40HGL2 cold rolling mill, 40HGL S1 cold rolling mill, and 40HGL2 cold rolling mill of mechanical system operates in a method of crankshaft to connecting. Transmission mechanism drives driving shaft through coupling with main motor.